swirling is so important. It really magnifies the flavors of wine by mixing all of the molecules of the wine with molecules of oxygen. It's astounding that that one little behavior could make so much difference.
In the Wine Bible, you don't just talk about wines around the world, you also break it down by states. Is there anything that you have to say about wines made in Wisconsin?
It's funny. I have had like 3 people from Wisconsin say, how come there's not a Wisconsin chapter? And, you know, Wisconsin, until recently, probably was a very, was a very small industry. But with viticultural research, the kinds of viticultural research we're doing now, we're starting to see some of the colder Midwestern states, like Wisconsin, really move forward in terms of being wine producers. And in the next 20 years, who knows, maybe the 4th edition of the Wine Bible will, in fact, have a whole chapter on Wisconsin.
Final question for you, Karen. What's the best thing to say when people start talking about wine and you feel very intimidated by that discussion?
I think the best thing to do is to ask people just to explain a little bit more, help you understand why something has the flavor that it does. You know, where curiosity is wonderful, and all of us learn to be curious about food as children. You know, we wanted to know why did a roasted pepper taste so interesting the first time you ever tasted it, or any number of food questions. So I think if you bring to wine the same kind of openness and curiosity and willingness to ask other people questions, it not only brings you into the conversation, but it's the way we all learn. Friends turn us on to things that we didn't know. So I would say curiosity and question asking go a long way.
Karen McNeil, it's the 3rd edition of the Wine Bible, just a perfect gift for the holidays. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure, Libby. Thank you.
I got David Scott here. He's going to be doing news in a couple of minutes. David, do you always bring wine when you go to somebody's house for dinner?
That really depends on the person. So if I know they like wine, I will absolutely bring a bottle of wine.
What else do you bring if you don't bring wine?
Dessert's usually good. Pretty good banana pudding.
Oh, okay. Or some candy.
Yeah.
Maybe some homemade cookies.
Something like that, yeah.
So one of our fans texted in. He said, bringing wine to a dinner party is rude. Bring olive oil instead.
I would appreciate a bottle of olive oil, not going to lie.
Would you?
Yeah.
See, the prices with the grocery store, don't bring me a bottle of olive oil. Bring me a pound of butter.
Craft your Brewers mini plan for the 2025 season, featuring all new 6-packs and 12-packs. Get in on the action with great ticket rates, marquee matchups, and priority seating. Plus, you'll get a limited edition Brewers Crowler with each 12-pack or pair of 6-packs. Looking to customize your games to fit your schedule? Build your own ticket plan options are also available. Pick the plan for you at brewers.com/ticket finder.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Happy Thanksgiving from the Mind Chef restaurant in Hartford. Family owned for almost 50 years. They know the importance of family. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Don't cook today. Why would you do that? Relax and enjoy your family. The amazing Mind Chef restaurant will serve you. The Thanksgiving Day buffet is a feast. It's all you care to eat. It's just $21.99, and there's so many great choices on the buffet. Kids and grandkids, if they're under 3, they eat for free. It's every dish you love for Thanksgiving, a huge dessert table, sip on a delicious old-fashioned, have a cold brew, or your favorite glass of wine, and they do the cleanup. Your kids can safely play in that world-class game room, quietly set aside from the dining area while you finish up your meal, maybe have an after-dinner drink. The Mine Shaft is super family-friendly. Downtown Hartford, lots of seating and close parking. I highly recommend the Mine Shaft's all-you-can-eat Thanksgiving Day buffet today. Just $21.99, serving from 10 till 6. The regular menu is also available. Tables are open. Make a quick call and reserve mineshaftrestaurant.com.
Help fellow commuters. Report accidents and slowdowns to the Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line. 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Volkswagen during Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event.
Well, coming up in the next half hour, if you're doing some online shopping today, our consumer expert, Michelle Reinen, has some tips for you. But before we do anything else at 8:30, we've got the WTMJ Breaking News Center. David Scott has a story about another drug bust.
Traffic stop leads to 2 arrests for drugs and outstanding warrants in Fond du Lac County. Sheriff's deputies stopped the car for equipment violation on Interstate 41 in the township of Byron just before 10 a.m. on November 19th. 46-year-old driver from Oshkosh had illegal prescription drugs hidden in his shoe and a non-extraditable warrant out for his arrest from Iowa for drug possession. His 43-year-old passenger from Stevens Point had 4 active child support warrants out for multiple counties and marijuana in the car. Additional drugs and a loaded handgun were also found in the car. Neither man had a valid driver's license, both in the Fond du Lac County facing jail time on multiple charges. Voting no confidence at Marquette, the university's academic senate made the largely symbolic vote on Monday in the school's executive leadership team over budget concerns, along with a lack of transparency and communications in the decision-making. Executive leadership team includes newly announced President Chima Yoon and Vice President and Chief Operating Officer Joel Pokosinski. Chair of the Academic Senate, Paul Gasser, tells WTMJ they are asking for a stronger voice in decisions that will affect the quality of a Marquette education. Marquette's Board of Trustees maintains its full support for the executive leadership team. Taking a look at the roads at your WTMJ, Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. All routes clear this morning in Milwaukee with no major delays. Time for a WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy, breezy, and chilly, high of 34. Tonight, mostly cloudy, flurries, low of 20. Things stay cool all this week. Friday, partly cloudy, breezy, and cold, high of 27. Saturday, mostly sunny and cold, high of 26. Monday, partly cloudy, high of 31. Right now in Madison, it's 26. Green Bay is 27. Waukesha is 25. And 30 in Milwaukee. I'm David Ozzie Scott, citing unlimited WTMJ News Time, 8:32.
Got to ask you a personal question, David. And you don't have to talk about today. But when you were growing up, did you ever have that big Thanksgiving with the relative who wanted to tell you all their politics?
Growing up, that wasn't as common. Growing up mostly, so my dad's family's all from Texas. So growing up, it was a big Thanksgiving meal, but mostly what we talked about was the Cowboys game.
Oh, okay. Well, in my family, the Collins family, very Irish, obviously, there was Uncle Bill. And let me tell you about Uncle Bill. Uncle Bill had the strongest political views of any person I've ever known in my life. I mean, so much so that it was almost like holding court for Thanksgiving. And we had huge Thanksgivings. I mean, there might be 30 people there or something. And Uncle Bill would sit at the head of the table, and he would begin to talk about politics to the point where my grandmother just wanted to crawl under the table, and she'd say, now, Bill, let's not talk about that. And he would pick at people. He'd go up and down. This is
wow.
I was talking about dysfunctional. And he'd go sort of up and down the table and go after people. And especially, if you happen to bring a boyfriend in who had that long hair or whatever, it was like a target. That was my Thanksgiving growing up. Now, a lot of people are saying this year we could return to things like that. That people have very strong opinions after this past election.
There are definitely some strong opinions out there after this election.
And maybe you don't want to have a Thanksgiving like I grew up with. Maybe you want to have a nice, calm one. So in 2 minutes, we're going to tell you. We've got a psychologist here with us, and he is going to tell you how to navigate Thanksgiving dinner when you've got that person like I used to have who's going to tell you their views of politics. It's all coming up on the Thanksgiving morning edition of Wisconsin Morning News.
It's a bully that will not let up until you do something about it. And the worst part is that the bullying happens when you're at your most vulnerable. You might as well have your hands tied behind your back while that bully puts one hand over your mouth and pinches your nose with the other. He'll let up, let you catch your breath, and then he'll do it again. Sleep apnea is a bully. Not long ago, we heard our friend John tell you about how his bully was stopping his breathing in his sleep over 145 times an hour. Think about what that can do to your body's organs. It's no wonder that the snowball effects of long-term obstructive sleep apnea are heart disease, stroke, even depression and anxiety. But this problem is solvable, and we have solutions, and you'll be surprised at how simple they are.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. It's time to put that bully in his place. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
The holiday season is a magical time of year to visit Lake Geneva. Embark on an enchanting Santa cruise on the lake. Take in a parade of trees and marvel at the world's tallest glass tree, built before your very eyes. Enjoy holiday shopping in a historic downtown. Chill out with festive food and libations in an igloo under the stars. Or find adventure on a zipline, ski hill, or snow-covered nature trail. Make Lake Geneva your place for holiday fun this year. Check out visitlakegeneva.com today for all the festive details.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They provide additional daily living assistance for those with cognitive decline. And right now they're offering a curriculum-based class similar to a day program to the public for those with early to mid memory loss. It's a great time to think about this during the holiday season. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Locations throughout Wisconsin, right here in the Milwaukee area, AzuraLiving.com.
And welcome back to the final half hour of Wisconsin Morning News. I'm Libby Collins. It's a Thanksgiving edition. That means Eric and Vince are off. They'll be back with you Monday morning. Well, it's Thanksgiving morning, and I know a lot of people are dreading conversations around the table. And joining us is Dr. Mike Zussman. He is the president of the Wisconsin Psychological Association. And Dr. Mike, it was a tough election season for a lot of people out there. And it seems like families are going to have some trouble navigating those hurt feelings that they have over what happened with the election.
Yeah, this was a tough one. There was a lot of things that were very personal for people. And obviously with that is going to come a lot of emotional reaction to it. And who better to express our feelings with other than family? And so, unfortunately, not everyone in every family has the same opinion about politics. So that could lead to a lot of frustration and a lot of anger on Thanksgiving.
So what do we suggest that people do today as they're seeing individuals they maybe haven't seen in a year and they know that their politics are different than theirs? How do we try to keep it from going in that direction with conversation?
Yeah, and that's a great question because today's about having fun. It's about eating good food. It's about loving family and being with them and having great conversations. And we're not going to get along about everything. We're not going to agree on everything with our family members. That's fine. That's okay. And we're not going to agree on politics either. And that's what makes it so great to be in this country. We don't need to. That's fine. However, on this day, it's such a special day. And like you said, we haven't seen a lot of these family members in a while. So we don't need to bring that into the conversation because it just ends up being heated, ends up being emotional, and people end up getting hurt. So one of the things that you can do to circumvent this is have a discussion even before you arrive at wherever you're going today, to discuss with your family and say, hey, I know we don't get along, whatever. Let's leave that off the table. The table's for turkey, it's for stuffing, it's for cranberry sauce, whatever. Politics should not be on this table. Let's just leave it off for today. Let's talk about old memories. Let's talk about the time that Grandma Karen forgot to pit the cherries in the pie, or Uncle Frank used salt instead of sugar, and, those kinds of memories. But let's just leave politics out of it.
All right. So now, occasionally, there's alcohol involved. And even when you make that resolution ahead of time, loose lips, and people start saying what they really are thinking. If you are in that situation with somebody, how do you change the subject or withdraw?
That's especially in Wisconsin, right? That's very likely to happen. And it's like you knew I was going to say that and you had that ready, Libby, because this happens. It does. And you could have that resolution ahead of time and say, we're not going to do this, but yeah, all of a sudden someone will bring it up. So in that case, what I like to do is we know where we are, we know who we're with, we know when this is, and so on. But what we forget to ask is why. Why are you bringing this up? What are you hoping to get from me? You know this is a heated discussion, and I'm very curious as to why you are bringing this up. This isn't the time or the place, so on and so forth. So when you ask that question, why, it's not very offensive, and people can resonate with that much better than don't talk about this, or I said not to talk about it, now you're talking about it. That's a little harsher, but when you ask why, I'm curious why you're bringing this up, people will hear that a little bit better.
All right, and then finally, and I've got them in my family, and you probably have them in yours, there's always that one relative who doesn't care what you've already sort of established ahead of time. We're going to just talk about memories and all of that. They're going to let their thoughts be heard, and if you're in that situation, what do you do?
Walk away. There's nothing better. You're not going to win any battles. You're not going to solve anything by going into that discussion. If someone is that destined and that resolved to force this issue despite having this conversation, they are ready for a fight, an argument, and there's no sense in getting into it. So at that point, that's when we have to bite our tongues, take a deep breath, take the higher road, act like the adult, and say, I'm sorry, I'm just going to step away for a little bit.
Well, listen, no matter what happens, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Dr. Mike Zussman, president of the Wisconsin Psychological Association. Also, he's with Sunrise Counseling. Thank you so much for joining us today, and enjoy the turkey.
I definitely will, and happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, putting the fun in dysfunctional family. It is 8:41. I'm Libby Collins. Coming up in just a couple minutes, how about a little retail therapy? Maybe you're going to escape and do some online shopping today, getting ahead of Black Friday. Well, we're going to tell you what to watch for so you don't get scammed. It's all ahead on this morning's edition of Wisconsin Morning News for Thanksgiving.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or two with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
So if you're selling a $2 million home and you found yourself what you thought was a pretty good deal on your real estate commission, at say about 3.6%, you'd pay $72,000 in real estate commission. Not bad, right? Well, your Benefit Realty agent will charge you no more than $19,000 no matter what size property you're selling for the listing side of your sale. And it all comes with the full service you'd expect from an experienced real estate brokerage. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com. We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. Now, I say this because that's a pretty big number, but I also bring it up because it's always been cool for us to save our clients money. It's not about being the top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission with a cap on our commission for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Oh, yeah, it's that time of year. You're going to be doing a lot of in-store shopping. You're going to be doing a lot of online shopping. And you're also going to have a lot of packages delivered. Well, don't let yourself get scammed. Joining us is Michelle Reinen, our consumer expert from DATCAP. And let's talk a little bit about some of those holiday scams and what we need to be watching for, Michelle.
There are a few we really want to pinpoint for consumers so they can keep their eyes out. And the first one is package delivery scams. If you've ever received a text message about a failed or delayed package delivery, you know what I'm talking about. But these do come by text and email and Consumers can easily get tricked during this time of year when they are waiting for packages from family and friends or from the retailer so they can receive those gifts to wrap them up to hand out during the holidays.
All right, so specifically, is there anything that we can do to find out whether or not when we get one of those notifications, it's for real?
Well, the first thing is do not click on the link that are in these messages. Again, they come by text and they come by email, and they lead you to an imposter or convincing copy of a real delivery company's website. But you can check the status of your delivery by going directly to the delivery company's or the retailer's website and use any tracking number that you receive by typing it in manually. That will then give you the status update of your package, and you will feel confident that you are actually engaged with the individual or the company that you are dealing with.
All right. Now, speaking of websites, let's say there's that gift you know somebody wants, and all of a sudden you see something on Facebook or another online platform saying that there's this website, and you go there and you want to get that deal because it's cheaper there than any place else. Should we watch out before we click on?
Oh, please do. Please remember the foundation of consumer protection is too good to be true. So if you're seeing that great gift that you really want on a different platform where no one else can get it and it's a deep, deep discount, please be wary. Please be cautious of any third-party marketplace that might be selling and buying goods that asks you to pay up front. Request that you move your conversation to text messages or another platform different from where you found them, and say that they need your security code. This is a different kind of scam where they're trying to do an account takeover and hacker, and we want people to keep their conversations on the platform they started on so they are protected by the rules that govern that platform, and never send anyone that security code that they request, because that can give them access to do those account takeovers.
All right. Now, let me ask you this. Let's say you're just sitting in an airport. Or maybe, you're having that coffee and you got a little extra time and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to do a little online shopping while I'm here. Is that a good idea?
Oh, please avoid making purchases over a public Wi-Fi network, since you never know who could be monitoring that data. That is just foundation number one when shopping online. Please be sure you are using that secure network, that your device is updated and its operating system is up to date. And then use your credit card. Since this payment method has built-in fraud protections, don't use alternative payment methods because, again, you could just lose out and have no ability to dispute that. So those are some basics to just online shopping and public online shopping.
All right. So if you think you're being scammed, or maybe you want to check out some resources to find out what to do and what not to do when you're shopping this holiday season, where do we go?
Please call the Consumer Protection Hotline at 1-800-422-7128 or go to our website at datcp.wi.gov.
It's 8:47 coming up in 2 minutes. It's sports on WTMJ.
Get a jump on your holiday shopping at Runnings with their Black Friday sale and gift card bonus. Friday, November 29th, in-store only from 6 a.m. to noon. Get a $10 bonus gift card for every $50 you spend pre-tax. Get amazing deals and savings in all departments during the Black Friday gift card bonus event at your local Runnings store November 29th. Get all of your holiday shopping done in one stop at Runnings, now serving 82 local communities. Go to Runnings.com for more information and a store near you.
It started with a prediction.
Go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning eternity band, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer, or maybe you're looking for that perfect engagement ring or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $500. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Spartan Coatings, concrete coating expertise. It's about style, it's about durability, it's about high quality. They're doing my garage floor. They're the best in the business. They are really the best. And right now, if you book before the end of the year, you'll get $300 off your project. That's their gift to you for gifting them your trust. Don't wait. Visit SpartanCoat.com or call 262-462-0000 to book your project and save that $300. Strength meets style. That's Spartan Strong.
Well, it wasn't the happiest place on earth when UWM men's lost 84-76 against the UCF Panthers in Orlando last night. The Golden Eagles smashed Stonehill 94-59 at Fiserv Forum, and senior forward David Joplin was playing hot as he scored 27 points. Freshman forward Demarius Owens scored 14. It's going to be a chilly kickoff tonight at 7:20 as the Pack takes on the Dolphins at Lambeau. Green Bay Game Day gets underway at 4 this afternoon. It's 10 minutes before 9 on WTMJ.
Don't miss Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday sale starting at 6 a.m. Save up to 50% and more throughout the store on Friday-only super deals while supplies last. Like select pet beds, just $9.99. 40% off Continental Pizza Ovens, $29.99. Save $250 on select 4-packs of DeWalt tool batteries. And select Schleich animal figurines are Black Friday priced, buy 2, get 1 free. Save up to 50% and more during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday sale starting at 6 a.m.
It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Come hang out with me this weekend. It's going to be fun. It's Experience Wisconsin every Saturday at 1 o'clock. Checking in with some cool, sweet places around our state. This week, it's Rhinelander, it's Lake Geneva. From the north to the south, we have got you covered.
Lights of the Northwoods is one of the best events that we have up here in Rhinelander during the holiday season.
It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays at 1, right here on 620 WTMJ. Gonna be a blast. Hope you'll join us.
Vince Vitrano for Johnson & Sons Paving. Summer is here, but before we know it, we'll be prepping for winter. Johnson & Sons Paving wants to make sure you're ready by remembering the 3 R's of parking lot and asphalt maintenance. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's standing water, warping, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare those customers or tenants away with a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today to make those minor repairs before they become huge headaches. Visit johnsonsonspaving.com.
St. Nick's Eve is Thursday, December 5th, and Winky's Hallmark and Gifts has everything the jolly old guy needs to stuff the stockings. Candies and chocolates, children's books, ornaments, plush toys, winter hats, and so much more. Bring the fun back to holiday shopping at Winky's, where you'll find something for everyone on your list. Visit us on the corner of Silver Spring and Lake Drive in Whitefish Bay, or shop online at winkiesgifts.com.
Gotta get to Winkies now.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Bengo made his list and checked it twice. Turns out Bucks fans are really nice.
Slay the holidays with a limited time ticket offer that will land you at the top of Bengo's nice list. Score gifts for the Bucks fans in your life. And treat yourself, too. Holiday packages feature ticket codes to redeem now or use later, exclusive Bucks holiday items, and an e-gift card that can be used to eat, drink, and be merry at Pfizer Forum. Explore options at bucks.com/deal season.
If you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line, 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Volkswagen during Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
You know, when we say fear the deer, we're not just talking about the bucks. There are a lot of other bucks out there, and does, and even a couple fawns that are probably going to run out in front of our car at one time or another. In this month's Driver's Ed with Debbie, she talks with the DNR about exactly what to expect.
It's buck season. No, not that type of bucks. The kind that jump in front of your car on rural roads. That's right, it's the deer rut. And the DNR's Jeff Pritzel says there's a reason it all happens at once.
That means all of the fawns will be born at relatively narrow window in the spring. And so by having them all born at about the same time, they overwhelm the predators that may want to eat the fawns. And so that ensures a lot of them survive. And that all starts this time of the year by having the does all bred at relatively short window.
Now, this is not the DNR doing this. This is all Ma Nature taking the helm. So right around this time, a few things happen.
The deer will be spending more time on their feet during daylight hours, moving around, feeding up to get ready for winter. But they're also losing some of their cover when the cornfields are harvested, and so they're more exposed. And then it starts to become a 24/7 thing for a couple of weeks.
And of course, let's call it continuation of the species.
The male deer, the bucks, have one thing on their mind in late October and early November, so they're less cautious, which means they're also less cautious about running out in front of us in the highway.
So yeah, they're not the smartest animals in the world, and sprinkle in a little bit of libido, and all thoughts of self-preservation go out the proverbial window.
Most importantly, it's just stay vigilant and watching the shoulders of the road in a defensive driving strategy and being ready to slow down without losing control of the vehicle as quickly as possible.
Which means you have to keep your head on a swivel until after Thanksgiving.
So yeah, this is where not just in the peak deer crossing areas and at the peak hours of dawn and dusk, you need to be more vigilant about watching for deer, all day.
Debbie Laziga, WTMJ News.
So remember, if you're out on the road this weekend, they don't know it's Thanksgiving, but they should be, they'll be out there. You know that for sure. All right. What's your Thanksgiving going to be like weather-wise? Well, it's going to be partly cloudy, breezy, chilly. We'll have a high of 34 degrees. Then tonight, mostly cloudy, flurries down to 20. Tomorrow looks like we've got some clouds. It'll be breezy and cold and a high of 27 as you're out there doing your Black Friday shopping. On Saturday, the sun's coming back. It's going to still be quite chilly with a high of 26. And then on Sunday, we do have some sunshine. 30 for a high, and Monday, partly cloudy with a high of 31. WTMJ's 5-day forecast is sponsored by Dave Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. And those temperatures around Wisconsin, waking up in Green Bay, 27, where the Packers are going to be meeting the Dolphins at 7:20 tonight. Madison has 25 degrees. Waukesha's at 26. And we've got 29 degrees at 8:57 on WTMJ. Well, thank you so much for joining us today on this Thanksgiving morning. Coming up, we've got WTMJ's Salute to Service. And whatever you do today, whether you're getting together with family or friends, maybe you're traveling, maybe you're just spending a nice, quiet Thanksgiving home alone. Well, whatever it is, we hope you have a very happy and blessed day. Don't eat too much turkey. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. right here on WTMJ.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain.
Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
It's finally here. Stop into Menards for amazing Black Friday deals. Dog toy 3-packs are $11.99 each. 42-ounce Ultimate Snack Tins are just $9.99 each. Plus, save $40 on a wine opener gift set, now just $19.99. There's so many great Black Friday deals I can't list them all. You'll have to hurry to Menards while supplies last to get these and many more Black Friday deals. Sale good Black Friday through December 1st. See Menards.com for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Don't cook on Thanksgiving Day. Relax. Enjoy your family and the all-you-can-eat Thanksgiving Day buffet at the Mind Chef restaurant in Hartford. It's just $21.99. Kids and grandkids under 3, eat for free. Reserve today, mindchefrestaurant.com.
Share all the holiday joy this season with the convenient shipping and enhanced network of the United States Postal Service. Visit USPS.com/holidayride.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at ACCUNET.com.
The original Botana's restaurant. More than 50 tequilas, 20 different margarita flavors, convenient parking, and the best service in town. Stop by to enjoy their weekday lunch specials. The original Botana's on 5th Street.
Casa es su casa. That's Botana.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 9 o'clock, it's 30 degrees. Today, partly cloudy, breezy and chilly with a high of 34. Tonight, mostly cloudy, flurries with a low of 20. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm David Ozzie Scott. A traffic stop leads to 2 arrests for drugs and outstanding warrants in Fond du Lac County. Sheriff's deputies stopped the car for an equipment violation on Interstate 41 in the township of Byron just before 10 a.m. on November 19th. The 46-year-old driver from Oshkosh had illegal prescription drugs hidden in his shoe and a non-extraditable warrant out for his arrest from Iowa for drug possession. His 43-year-old passenger from Stevens Point had 4 active child support warrants out for multiple counties and marijuana in the car. Additional drugs and a loaded handgun were also found in the car. Neither man had a valid driver's license. Both are in the Fond du Lac County Jail facing multiple charges. A world first ban on social media for children. CBS 4 correspondent Elaine Cobb has more.
Australia's Senate has overwhelmingly passed a social media ban for children under 16.
There are young people who are struggling with their body image, their connection with their community, their peers.
However, a few senators pointed out social media can be good in some cases.
Social isolation, the tyranny of distance, and sometimes even with learning difficulties.
The new law will give social media platforms 1 year to work out how to prevent children holding accounts or face fines. Elaine Cobb, CBS News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices.
This report sponsored by the White Lace Inn, Door County.
Welcome the Miami Dolphins to Lambeau Field for primetime Thanksgiving night matchup. Coverage of the Packers and Dolphins begins with Green Bay game day at 4. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ, Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. All routes are clear through Milwaukee this Thanksgiving morning with no major delays or slowdowns. And here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy and breezy and chilly, high of 34. Tonight, mostly cloudy, flurries, low of 20. Friday, partly cloudy, breezy and cold, high of 27. Saturday, mostly sunny and cold, high of 26. Sunday, mostly sunny, high of 30. Monday, we got partly cloudy, high of 31. Right now in Madison, it's 26 degrees. Green Bay is 27 degrees. Waukesha's 26. And in Milwaukee, it's 30 degrees. I'm David Ozzie Scott, citing unlimited WTMJ News Time 9:02.
Hi, Dennis from White Lace Inn here. Since 1982, Bonnie and I have been providing comfortable elegance, sincere hospitality, and romantic getaways at the White Lace Inn in beautiful Door County. The White Lace Inn, 18 incredible rooms and suites within 4 Victorian homes, each with a beautiful queen or king-size bed. Enjoy a romantic fireplace and the warmth of a whirlpool for two. White Lace Inn gift certificates. It's the perfect holiday gift, and it's so easy, you can do it right now from your computer. Go to whitelaceinn.com and take a tour of each room, and click on the gift certificate icon or give us a call. In a few days, you'll receive your gift certificate, which never expires, in the mail along with a brochure to put under the tree. A gift certificate for White Lace Inn. It's a wonderful idea. The White Lace Inn on the Door County Peninsula is open every night of the year. Check out our website now, whitelaceinn.com. The White Lace Inn in beautiful Door County.
The Upswing is your place for commerce and community.
What are you hearing from local businesses in terms of pairing them with the right athlete?
Hosted by Jeff Sherman.
You have to start small, like anything
Exactly.
else,
Right,
right?
right.
We have these kids really do an inventory of the places that they frequent as customers, places
Okay.
their parents
Yep.
frequent, and kind of generate a list.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. A disturbance call leads to a pursuit in Appleton. Officers responded to a call for a man with a weapon at a residence near Memorial Drive and West Seymour Street at 7:30 a.m. Saturday. The man fled the scene in a vehicle, then stopped and fled on foot. Officers arrested the suspect and believe this was an isolated incident. Anyone with information should contact Appleton Police. A new piece of Harley history is on display.
Easy Rider's History and Tradition Heart and Soul opens Saturday at the Harley-Davidson Museum. Curator Ann Sinfield tells WTMJ's What's on Tap it features the work of photographer Kate Dingley.
We get a chance to tell a lot of different kinds of stories about how people came to motorcycling and what they love about it.
The exhibit follows New York City's African-American motorcycle clubs and highlights what they share.
The kind of unifying theme here is the sense of community and sense of family that a lot of people find within the motorcycling community.
The exhibit will be open for the next 3 years. David Ozzie Scott, WTMJ News.
There's still time for fresh turkey for the holidays. Statewide fall turkey season wrapped up Friday, but hunting continues for many areas in Wisconsin. Hunting is open in zones 1 through 5 in southern and much of central Wisconsin until January 5th. The DNR says hundreds of licenses are still available in zones 1 through 4. In sports, a win for the Packers at Lambeau Field. They defeated the 49ers 38-10. The Packers improved to 8-3, taking third place in the NFC North. The Bucs return to the court Tuesday night for a match with the Miami Heat. The WTMJ forecast. Tonight we'll see cloudy skies with a slight chance for light showers, a low of 45. On Monday, cloudy with still a chance for those light showers, a high of 50. Tuesday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 38. I'm Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Time to look back at the first responders who served. It's Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service on WTMJ. Presented by Waterstone Bank and sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. This is a showcase of this year's honorees. Here's Steve Scaffidi.
Welcome to our 2-hour special recap of our Salute to Service week here on WTMJ. During the month of May, we celebrated the best in public safety. I do it every year, and I look forward to this week. Men and women who step up, do the public's work every day for us. Police officers, firefighters, dispatchers, EMTs, all across the board of public safety. We honor those men and women by sharing their stories, and we have a great story to begin with today from the city of Racine, their police department, police officer Gabrielle Hood, who not only is a police officer, but very involved in foster parenting and working with the youth community in Racine. Let's hear her story. Pleasure to meet you first, because we talked on the phone last week. Make sure you get your mic. There you go.
There we go. Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you in person finally.
So I'm intrigued by people's stories, and we put together a little feature for you that sort of recaps what you told me last week. But you were telling me before we started this segment that you were an electrician for 10 years. Like, how did that transition happen?
Yeah, such a transition. I always wanted to be a police officer, though. So,
Did you have a family history in law enforcement, public safety?
And some public safety, yes.
Yeah.
But, things come full circle, and that was ultimately my plan, and I found a perfect time to transition, and now here I am.
What do you love about the job?
I absolutely love the community. There's nothing I'd rather do than give back to the community that gave to me. I mean, I wouldn't be here without have gone through our community, and I just feel a deep need in my heart to give back in any way that I can.
So one of the fun things for us to do is we talk to our honorees, usually the week prior, sometimes the week of, depending on their busy. And all of you have very busy schedules. I know that. I'm trying to juggle. Charlie and I have to work like crazy to try to make all the pieces fit together in the 5 days. Well, we put together a little feature on each of the honorees, and you have some really interesting pieces of your story that we're going to tell people about in the next few minutes. So I want you to listen, and then you and I will talk about it after the break. Here's the feature we put together for our first honoree for Salute to Service from Racine Police Department, Officer Gabrielle Hood.
My name's Evan with Allison with Racine County Human Services, and I'm nominating Gabby Hood for Salute to Service.
I'm Officer Hood with the Racine Police Department. I've been a police officer since August of 2022, and I've always wanted to be a police officer since I was 7 years old. My first basketball coach was a police officer for the city of Racine, and he was always super giving and very involved within the community, and just someone I always looked up to. So I've always had that dream because of him.
Is there a story or a moment that stands out to you?
Some stuff just comes full circle and you don't even know it. I went to a call and this person was unresponsive. I did CPR, and probably a month or so later, I was volunteering at our hot meal program here in the city that we have on Mondays, and I was approached by this gentleman who's like, "Oh my goodness, you saved my life."
Outside of her role as a police officer, she's also a foster parent with her partner.
This won't be easy. Do it anyway. They need you, and we kind of need them in a way too. I've learned that. I was on the fence about having kids, and it's kind of like softened me up a little bit, to be honest with you.
I was a basketball coach for a number of years. It always hit me kind of hard with some of them that didn't have the best home life or would ask to come home with me because things weren't good at home. Something in my heart that was like, you know what, we could give back in a different way.
I had a client who had a bit of a issue at home. She was the officer that responded, and after figuring out what the problem was and solving it, contacted me just to kind of get some background to see how she could help this young person.
I try to give people resources that are going to get them away from the whole foster care situation. There's ways to stop that cycle before you get there. So I always utilize the resources that I'm aware of to try to help families so that they can get the help that they need and not end up in the system.
She definitely demonstrates that community policing is important because it helps the officers develop the trust that they need within the community.
You recently participated in something called the Bigger Than Basketball game in Racine. What was that about?
I participated in that because oftentimes when I interact with kids, they're super hesitant at first. And I always let them know, hey, I'm just like you. Don't let the uniform discourage you. You're supposed to be able to use me if you need me, and I want you to know that. For them in that setting, they all were like, oh my goodness, we've never seen you without your uniform. It was a real good way for them to see I really am just like them. The game was for them, and it's a great way for us to bridge that gap that I feel like our community really has.
What does Salute to Service mean to you?
I would say a salute to service is appreciating the little things that folks like myself, my colleagues do. It really is a thankless job. You go to all sorts of different calls. You can go to a call right away in the morning where someone's died, and you have to be the support system for people there and move right on to the rest of your day. And I don't think people understand the weight that the job carries sometimes, whether they're big or small.
What's it like listening to that stuff? First of all, you have to hear yourself.
listening to myself is probably the worst.
But two of the things that struck me when I was reading the nomination, and you don't even know the person who nominated you, correct?
I had no idea who it was.
See, that's the thing that it stuck out in my mind when I'm reading that nomination. One, you two didn't know each other, and secondly, your involvement in the foster program, even the basketball program. You talk about community-oriented policing, and to make that connection at a young age, that's what impressed me. That's why we chose you as one of our honorees. I'm going to let you think about all this stuff because we're going to take a break and we're going to come back. I got some other questions for you. Our first honoree for Salute to Service 2024 from the Racine Police Department. They should be proud of this officer. We should all be proud of her. Officer Gabrielle Hood. Quick break on WTMJ.
When you need to sell quickly, choose Grandview to buy your home, even if it's less than perfect. Don't waste time and money on finding a real estate agent and dealing with showings. We'll buy your home completely as is. No repairs, not even a clean out. Grandview Homes gives you an offer in hours, and we close on the day you choose in as little as 10 days with no closing costs. Visit GrandviewHomes.com for your fair cash offer today. Grandview Homes, the fastest and easiest way to sell your home.
Do you know how taxes will impact your golden years? I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. Proper tax planning can make all the difference in your retirement savings. Without the right strategy, taxes can take a big bite out of your hard-earned nest egg. We can help you maximize your retirement income and keep more of what you earned. It's your money. You deserve to know what's at stake. Right now, taxes are historically low, but they won't be low forever. At Drake & Associates, we focus on helping you navigate the complexities of tax laws to ensure your financial future is secure. Don't let taxes derail your retirement dreams. Call us or text TAX to 414-409-9982. That's TAX to 414-409-9982.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
Hi, I'm Lori from Sussex, and I'm a future resident of the Westerly. The pool was the big draw for me. I'm also looking forward to the camaraderie on the rooftop patio, and I might have to take up golf. Well, I have specific needs and looked at quite a few retirement communities, and nothing really checked off all the boxes until I learned about the Westerly. I'm confident now that I made the right decision.
If you're seeking Lake Country's finest, don't miss out on the Westerly, opening this spring. Visit livingwesterly.com.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Numbness, tingling in the hands, arms, legs, feet. Time to go see Dr. Alex Young and my team at Connect Chiropractic. Regular chiropractic care can bring life-changing results for folks who suffer from neuropathy and fibromyalgia, nervous system issues that can be corrected, and no worries about twisting, cracking, or popping. The docs at Connect Chiro use all the same method, a special tool that is pain-free and effective for your adjustments. Visit them in Delafield and Wauwatosa or get started online at GoConnectChiro.com.
Don't miss Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday sale starting at 6 a.m. Save up to 50% and more throughout the store on Friday-only super deals while supplies last. Like 1-pound bags of Blaine's brand walnut halves or pieces, just $1.89 each. 40% off Continental Pizza Ovens, only $29.99. And get a free $25 Blaine's gift card with every $100 spent on Hill's Science Diet dog or cat food and treats. Save up to 50% and more during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday sale starting at 6 a.m.
Back to Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service on WTMJ. Presented by Waterstone Bank and sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Always fun to do these every year. This year is no different. 2024, our Salute to Service. Thanks to Waterstone Bank and Outdoor Living Unlimited for being behind some of the great things we get to do. And we are joined, our first honoree of 2024 from the Racine Police Department, Officer Gabrielle Hood. All right, so we in the piece, which we listened to before the break, you talk about foster parenting. Why is that so important in your life?
In addition to the foster care and coaching and all that, I just felt that there was a need due to some of the children that I interacted with and the families that I interacted with not having stability. So this was a way to give back in a non-traditional way. Most people don't think, hey, I'm going to take someone's kids, and that's a way to give back. But it's non-traditional in a way that's super needed, especially in our city.
Yeah, I mean, big cities typically always have a need for people to be, what's the right word? Not a caretaker, but a provider for young people who don't have that direction in their life. Maybe their parents have gone down the wrong path. They need somebody that's a stabilizer or a good influence. And If you know, are there ways that people can get involved in the foster program who don't maybe know about it now? Like, who would they contact? How would they find out about it?
Well, in our city, you could go speak with somebody at Racine County. Jessica Sheeler, she maintains all of that and does a great job getting the word out, trying to get foster families. And we have info sessions weekly so that people can come get information. A lot of our local churches, they provide info sessions as well to provide the information to people that think that they want to possibly be a foster parent or help in some other way.
You also, in the piece, we talked about the basketball program. So were you a basketball player when you were growing up?
I was a basketball player growing up.
So that's kind of a common bond that you have. I played basketball. So when you have that connection at an early age over sports, which everybody's consumed by sports now, that's really one of the ways when we talk about some of the critical issues of policing to break down that barrier between the public safety, law enforcement, and the community, right?
Absolutely. You will always find kids in our community playing in the summer, whether it's out at their house or at our local park. I always find an opportunity to step out with them. It's really a wonderful opportunity at our department where they really pride on us being a part of our community.
When you're at one of those events, what are the kids saying to you? They're interacting with you as just a person. They know you're a police officer, I guess, but they're interacting with you just as a fun person to hang out with.
Oh, absolutely. They always ask, just, can you please come back next time? Can you come next week? Can you come to my house? It's a lot of they just love the attention and having a good role model in their life. I've noticed that a lot.
One of the other things I want to highlight about you is the department you work for. I think we all talk about individuals, right? Even whether it's our life or your life. But the department you work for is also a critical piece of this. Your department, Racine Police Department, is part of your success program, right? They have decided they're going to adopt and you referred to it as community-oriented policing, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a critical piece of making a change that matters as well.
Absolutely. I can honestly say I would work nowhere else unless they had that model, because our department recognizes how important our community is, and we are a very, very integral piece to that.
So what surprised you? You said you've been on the job in Racine for 2 years. What surprised you about the job?
Surprise. We're very busy. We're very, very busy. Everyone says, oh, I'm busy. I mean, but we truly are a very busy department. Even on a slow day, we're moving every single day.
I didn't ask you during the interview last week, and I'll ask you now. What shift do you work?
I work first shift.
First shift? Well, that's good.
Oh, yeah. It is really nice.
Because a lot of police officers, when they start, they work third shift.
Oh, yeah. I worked a power shift previously, but I was lucky enough to slide right into first shift this year.
For all of us who aren't in public safety, there are big differences between the shifts and the kind of work the work you do, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Walk us through that.
The calls are different on each shift, that's for sure. You're going to see a lot more different calls on Water Street in Milwaukee at, the power shift than you might at 7 a.m. when everyone's commuting to work.
Officer Gabrielle Hood from the Racine Police Department is our first honoree of the week. We're going to take a break, and then I'm going to ask you about your future. What the future holds for someone as young and as awe-inspiring as you are, because you were our first honoree, and it stood out. The nomination stood out, and thanks to, I think it was Kevin who nominated you. He wrote a great nomination piece that one of the reasons you're sitting here besides your great story. So thanks to, I think it's Kevin. I'll have to look during the break. We'll take a break here. First of 5 honorees salute to service thanks to Waterstone Bank, the great Waterstone Bank, and of course, Outdoor Living Unlimited. Great work there as well. What does the future hold for you? Like, where do you want to be in 10 years or 20 years?
20 years. I want to be looking at retirement at 20.
Honest answer.
Yeah, I'd like to be retired at 20, but really I'd like to work my way up the ladders at our department and hopefully lead our department one day.
All right, so I always ask, this is like almost always my final question with our honorees, and you are one of the great stories, and for all the pieces that we talked about during the piece and in our interview. When you think about being recognized for something as a member of the public safety community, I mean, I asked you in the piece, but I want you to kind of expand on it. What does that mean? And also talk about your vision of public safety from your perspective, an individual perspective, but a very important piece of our public infrastructure.
I mean, it's super humbling because I'm not the only one that does really great things in our community. I work with a number of people. I'm part of a lot of teams that make everything that I do and we do possible. But I mean, we're super important. I don't think people understand how important public safety is, whether you support us or whether you don't. I mean, we're the ones that show up when your family member passes away, when your house is on fire. We're there for a lot of events for kids. I mean, we we're a huge part of our community.
My ex, I shouldn't say old, well, he is old. John Edwards, the chief, when I was a mayor in Oak Creek, used to tell me that police officers meet other people in the community on often the worst days of their lives. That's the reality, and every time you make a call, it's one more of those. How do you keep it positive? How do you keep that mindset in the right direction?
My mindset is always making sure someone has their humanity at the end of the interaction. Because, like you said, oftentimes it is their worst day, and they're not sure how to navigate those waters. So it is our job to, A, make them feel like they are being heard and get them the results, hopefully, that they are looking for.
It has been an absolute pleasure to finally get to meet you because we talked on the phone last week. I am thrilled that you are our first honoree for Salute to Service. And there's a bunch of stuff that we're going to give you outside of the studio. But thanks for coming in and sharing your story. It's a great story. And thanks to Evan, I believe is the right name. I said Kevin. It's Evan who nominated you. He told the story, and he really hit all the marks that made you one of our candidates and now made you one of our honorees. So thanks to him as well.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate everything.
After the break, we'll talk to a detective from Washington County. His wife, Elizabeth, made the nomination. That's our second of 5 honorees for this year's Salute to Service on WTMJ.
So how do you underpromise and still get the job? We believe in our hearts we're going to do great work for you. We're just really careful about making unrealistic promises. At Semper Fi, we refuse to set the bar higher than we can jump. But be assured, that's the goal, to do all we can to jump as high as possible to try to exceed your expectations. We're looking to break records. That's how you win over customers, get really great referrals, and build a great business. When you're making a decision to hire an exterior remodeling company, character, integrity, and the feeling that the people you're about to hire are truly eager to show you how good they are should stand at the top of your list. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Take the stress out of the holiday season with the Milwaukee Bucks. Get all your shopping done with Bucks deal season offers, featuring great gifts and limited time packages that even Scrooge will love. Score deals for everyone on your list, including yourself, from the Milwaukee Bucks and Pfizer Forum. 'Tis the season for cheer with your favorite deer. After all, there's no place like Pfizer Forum for the holidays. Shop the offers today at bucks.com/deal season.
As you age, you start noticing pain in your joints that didn't used to be there. But you don't have to live in pain. When joint pain becomes a reality, schedule your free pain evaluation with Rejuvenex. We'll find where your pain lives and inject powerful, FDA-approved medicines that reduce inflammation and pain, while improving mobility in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees, with some patients experiencing relief for greater than 2 years before repeating the process. While treatments like stem cells can cost close to $10,000 per joint, at Rejuvenex, the cost for your injection can be as low as $65, and almost all major insurance plans cover our treatments, so you may not have to pay anything at all. Call us now to schedule your free pain evaluation, because I'm pretty sure we can help you. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life. Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Vita Hearing Care. Over the past few months, I started noticing things were getting harder to hear. I just couldn't make things out. Turning the TV up louder, driving my wife nuts. I knew it was time to do something about it, and I found the right company. I found Vita Hearing Care, a local family-owned company, locations in Mount Pleasant and Waterford. I'm going for my hearing test because it can affect more than just communication. It's